treaty. I can't stand treaty.
I mean, to be fair, it's actually quite enjoyable sometimes. It's just so much time.
Yeah, just sitting and fighting over 3 feet for a solid hour and a half. It sounds like a great time.
Oh, I don't mind that. I just like the 40 minutes beforehand. Anyway, this is not treaty. This is supremacy. The real game mode of Age of Empires 3. Yeah, that's right, treaty. Come at me, bro. Anyway, we do have on the right side of Manchuria, in the color red, playing as France, bwinner. Whereas his opponent on the bottom left side of the map playing in the color blue as Portuguese, Optimus Prime. Of course, Optimus has a massive advantage due to being a giant mechanical robot transformer thingy, but, you know.
Hey, Christy, you need to go into the Discord and turn my volume down because I'm coming in too loud.
Your volume.
Yes, so because you're the one creating the sound for the chat. So I can't change. If I change my volume, it won't matter for you. You have to turn my volume down in the Discord.
Or on OBS, which is much easier to manage.
Well, your volume is apparently fine. Mine is too loud.
Yeah, I just turned the overall volume slightly down, and I turned myself up a little bit. Should be fine now.
Okay.
It's also because I'm a bit ill, so I'm not speaking as loudly as I usually would. Anyway, let's see if we missed any important treasures. How do you actually do that?
Well, it's okay. Optimus Prime is about to pick up a 50 wood treasure, and more importantly, we need to talk about Yak Wars. And bwinner has 3 yaks, and our friend Optimus Prime has 1 yak. So, honestly, he who wins Yak Wars just wins at life. It doesn't matter if you win the tournament, it doesn't matter if you win the game. If you have more yaks, you have more power, and if you have more power...
Well, bwinner does have a pretty significant advantage when it comes to yaks, namely a ×2 amount of units on the map. You know, it's an explorer versus an explorer and a scout.
Yeah, yes. But Optimus Prime picking up an 85 wood treasure as well, so he is up to 135 extra wood.
I forgot how to check the chat.
The chat of the game?
I figured it out. I figured it out. Yeah, Optimus Prime is quite far ahead in oh, wait, never mind. There's a 90 wood there for bwinner. Okay, yeah, it's not as massive as I originally thought. But
bwinner is now up to 7 yaks.
Yeah, that is... I mean, that's basically 6 treasures, right?
Getting 7 yaks is arguably much better than getting 135 wood. I mean, I know wood's, you know, slowest gathering resource and very good to have early game. Kind of can change your early builds, but a potential 5,000 food later in the game that's fast gathered is way better than just 100 wood. And
Optimus actually ate his yak to age quickly.
Well, we only had 1, so it really didn't matter.
Oh, and we will have at least one of the players go for water.
It is EP, so for those who do not know, the fishing boats have been lessened in wood cost to, I believe, what is it, 70 or 80 wood?
70, I believe.
Yeah, 70 wood. So schooners no longer really relevant, but civs that traditionally don't take water, like France, can now partake in water play. And I think it's a nice addition to the game.
I mean, you say schooners isn't relevant, but it still reduces the cost of the boat to 50 wood. And more importantly, it changes the train points by minus 40%. So,
yeah, so you're...
that basically means you save quite a bit of wood on docks.
Yeah.
But yeah, bwinner does also have at least the caravels and the frigate in his deck. No advanced warships though, so we might not be seeing a full-fledged, like, naval battle. But he definitely has some tools to contest the water.
He has the ability to contest or take water if he so chooses. I personally would really like to see a livestock pen from bwinner. If you have 8 yaks, I think that's the magic H2O number too. If you have at least 7 or 8 yaks, you go for livestock pen.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be bad to get one.
No. And if he gets these 2 yaks, he could max it out, which really, as you might have noticed, all I really care about is the amount of yaks each player has.
We do have a very defensive second town center for Portugal here.
Yeah, I don't particularly like that. I would have at least liked to have seen it maybe up here, where you can kind of contest that hunt, do some water control.
I would have placed it over here in the choke. It makes it more difficult to siege, and it protects your coast.
Yeah. That's also fine. You have that coin mine you can gather from later. But yeah, that's very defensive. Maybe he's going for a much more naked FF rather. So he wants that double range for the TC fire.
And I believe France might be going for some sort of stagecoach play, because we do see him grabbing the double TP. So which definitely is a very, very solid response to someone going on water. Stagecoach TPs are very, very powerful things indeed.
Livestock pen would be a good response to him going on water. He'll hit 5,000 food long before the fishing boats do. Or actually, they're 400, so it would be 3,200 food.
That is, yeah, that's almost enough to go Imperial. That's not bad. Oh, and he does find those remaining 2 yaks.
Yeah, I mean, he's honestly silly not to make a livestock pen at this point.
Well, I mean, it is 200. Oh, well, I mean, never mind.
Here it is. I'm happy now. I can stop talking about yaks. I don't even talk about them anymore, except when he's eating them. I'll actually cast the game a little bit.
Oh, look at this. I really like this play. You know, he has plenty of fishing ships, so he's just checking out to see if the opponent possibly made a dock or like a tower. And yeah, he sees that his water is going to be pretty much uncontested outside of the possible shipments.
Yeah, and he can just kind of relax, and honestly, if he wanted to, probably add a 3rd dock and really water boom.
I'm having some lag here. How about you?
I had a 1-leg spike, but it seems to have reconciled.
Actually, interestingly enough, we don't see Stagecoach just yet. So maybe he is just going to use it for the experience. Oh, we have a fight here over the remaining TP, and with these 3 Hussar coming in, there's no way the blue player can get this.
Rip.
Afonso Fialho. Ooh, I kind of want to see him actually steal this TP to prevent Optimus Prime from going Stagecoach on his TP line, or at least without first sieging down the socket.
Well, there was a raid that just happened as well. He lost 1 villager.
Yeah, that one was probably just hurting. Yeah. We do see the Stagecoach finally come out for France, though, so he is actually not nearly as far in eco as these graphs would make him seem to be behind. These Stagecoach TPs are worth about 4 each, so he's at about 16 at the moment.
Well, you can just do the recalculated economic.
That doesn't calculate Stagecoach TPs.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that being said, though, Optimus Prime is actually getting long lines, which is the tier 2 upgrade for his fishing boats.
Yeah.
So these are actually becoming quite efficient, quite fast, especially if he also would ship something like Rendering Plant, which is just an absolutely monstrous eco card. And speaking of it, there it is.
Yeah.
These are now, I don't know, like 70% better or something, I believe.
40%. Well, if you're factoring,
if I combine all the things, I mean, Rendering Plant is 30,
yes,
long lines is
correct.
what, 25, I think.
Yeah.
And then
renderings, I think 35, 40, and then you got 10 from gill nets, and I think 20 or 25 from long lines.
Anyway, what we're saying is these are really good fishing boats. But yeah, this is a livestock pen, and this is definitely...
I was about to say, for those wondering, those yaks are at about 300 to 350 food per yak at the moment, so they should pop in about 20 seconds. And he's going to have a ton of food and a ton of yaks. bwinner, not in Fortress yet.
That is a good point. He is about to click up, though.
No, bwinner is in Fortress. I meant to say, something else.
Right. Yeah, they're both in Fortress now. And he did actually steal that TP, which I quite like.
He's going, let me see his deck. Does he have any, I mean, he has 10 CDB and 2 factories, but no, I don't think he has FI on the brain. He's just
no, against Portuguese, I'm also not sure if that would be very good. The Genitors are just so good.
Yeah, and especially with now 5 villager-producing facilities with the 3 TCs and the 2 docks, they'll pull away way too quickly with all of these, especially with uncontested water. I think France needs to make a play now during this time when he's going to be gathering so much food and accelerated rate, where he can more focus on just gathering coin and have less villagers on food due to that accelerated rate to, balance his macro. So yeah, I would just be spamming as much stuff as I could and just try to idle or kill something.
That does seem to be his plan currently. He shipped 1,000 wood as his first card, and he's using that to get up some barracks, possibly some houses, and then do some plays. And yeah, we do see more villagers going down for Optimus Prime here. But he does have Cazadors, which are pretty good against Dragoons.
Yes, they are.
You, of course, have that very, very strong 50% range resist.
And I believe they've added range as well, compared to at least the old ones in EP,
that is
regular.
Possible? I'm not sure.
In the regular game, more range, but less HP than the standard skirmisher.
Let's take a look at how many boats he actually has. So yeah, it's 35 vills, 26 boats versus 28 CDB, which is about 35 vills. So yeah, Optimus Prime is quite far ahead in eco. But yeah, the military is quite firmly an advantage for France at the moment.
Well, yeah, because like we were discussing, he's got, while Optimus Prime has the much better long-term eco in terms of what he's going to get, livestock spike is livestock spike. Like, he's gathering tons of food at a really fast rate and not having to spend nearly as much on it, like just CDB gathering from it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
actually, Optimus Prime does not have a market upgrade for coin, so he might be relying on just whales for his coin income.
Not for nothing. That's not the worst thing in the world to have when you have both efficient cards being played.
How efficient are whales actually compared to coin mines?
That I don't know. I
mean, he does have the 3 card, or rather the card and the 2 upgrade, right? So, although he is getting the placer mines right now, so he might be realizing he needs more than just a couple
The base
of whales.
gather rate for whales is obviously lower than coin mines, but especially since they're infinite and relatively safe.
There's so many
great.
like upgrades you can get for them. Though.
Yeah.
Although he hasn't shipped the whale oil yet, so he's not quite at his peak gathering rate for whales. We do have the 2 falconets coming out here, and these Cazadors are going to be in a rather unpleasant surprise.
Yeah, the mass is getting relatively scary for France. Granted, it's only 62 to 84 population. 4 Ville's going to go down pretty easily. Is he going to get the second? I don't. Yes.
The problem is, like, how does Portuguese deal with these 2 falconets? Like, their cannon shipment, namely the organ guns, they do not deal with opposing artillery very well. Dragoon combat might help. It makes his Dragoons a bit more beefier and do a bit more damage, so he can be a bit
he can get a cheeky snipe if he really wants to and just trade in effectively to get rid of them. He could just make a culverin. I mean, he's not in a bad spot. He's not hurting for population space, but now he is. So
he's adding an arsenal, actually. I wonder what his intention with that is.
To make his goons better.
Yeah, you think it's just for the ranged caracol or whatever it's called?
Yeah, just for the 2 upgrades. I mean, he didn't ship an advanced arsenal, so what else would you make from it? I believe there's something else for skirms in there. I'm positive, though.
I know there's an archer breastplate, but that doesn't affect
you're right.
I think.
It's just the range cavalry.
He could get counter infantry rifling, but I believe that was changed to no longer affect goons. So that wouldn't be very
Well,
good
that's
in this
also,
particular-
I'm pretty sure that you have to have advanced arsenal to get that one, right?
You might, yeah. Oh, we do have cuirassiers coming out here, though, which are
Against
very
the goon
threatening
mass,
to
that
these
shouldn't be a
castors.
problem. All right. He needs to not stand in... He's
Skirm's right
making...
out of position here for blue, or for red, actually. And
There you
yeah,
go, there's one. One goes down, and he's going to push. But I would not push into 3 TCs that could all just pop Minutemen at any given moment. Yep, and Mameluke's coming out.
Oh,
This
that definitely is pretty huge. And
this
yeah,
is
we do
gonna
see the
turn
ranged cavalry caracol being researched here. Oh, Minutemen as well, and those could actually maybe snipe this Falcon.
Yeah. As I alluded to before, I mean, he's got 3 TCs that can pop Minutemen at any given point, especially with his accelerated gold income.
Oh, but look at this. The Mamelukes are connecting with the skirms, and this is quite a slaughter. There's the Dragoons here to protect these skirms, but this last Falconet is gonna die very soon here. And then it's just Cassador Goon versus Skirm Goon, and Cassadors have a really huge advantage over skirms in that war.
Yeah, and Portuguese does not need to trade nearly as effectively. Like, maybe he's going to win the... And maybe he didn't trade as good as, you know, you would hope. It doesn't matter. His eco is just so superior that micro is not important.
I really like how he's adding in a couple of veteran Hussar here. Oh, he's even building a saloon.
I mean, why not? You've got more gold than Fort Knox.
Oh,
He's gonna lose
these
these
two Oregon guns need to be careful.
Rip.
Rip indeed. Oh, he actually has a mill as well. I didn't even notice that.
That's a waste of a shipment that could have been whale oil.
Possibly, yeah. Although that being said, his Dragoon count actually mostly disappeared. Now these Gendarme, or well, the Cuirassiers rather, are going ham on these Cassadors.
Agreed, but as was discussed before, he may not be trading that effectively right now, but the economic advantage is just so heavily skewed for Optimus Prime. Like,
yeah, but what I'm worried about is that he can't stabilize from this push. Like, if he can never get out a reasonable enough army to actually get these units out of his base,
that's
he might
valid.
be in trouble.
But Samurai are coming out.
Oh, wow. Those are pretty good against
those are
Cuirassiers.
Ronin.
Oh, wow, he is pretty lucky with the saloon.
With
There
only
is the
3
Manchus.
skirmishers, I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
I
Ronin
think
are quite good.
stabilizing shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, this...
Ooh, that's a cash money raid. Gotta kite him
Please.
back to your Ronin. You're going the wrong way.
Yeah, Ronin are quite good. But there's actually Manchus in the saloon. There's, I think these are Hecapels. Yeah, there's Hecapels and Manchus, so this saloon might pay off. Those are two very good units.
He lost a lot of votes, but again, still with the recalculated economic population, Optimus Prime is at 79 economic population to bwinner's 46.
Apparently,
And-
Optimus Prime lost a livestock ban. I feel like that might be a UI bug, because I'm fairly certain he never made one.
That's definitely true, especially when you have 1 yak, 7 skirmishers coming for bwinner. If you're bwinner in this situation, you have to know that Optimus Prime is on water, and you've done nothing to do to contest it.
Yes.
And I think you put all your eggs into that one push. What do you do?
Well, he's going to try and take the water back, but he's going to be...
Right on cue.
He's going to be in a rather nasty surprise when he discovers that there's ships here that will immediately scout that. That being said, though, the water is actually kind of getting dried up. So...
Oh, whale oil's coming down.
It will be
now.
down to just the 4 whales, but these are very upgraded whales, so...
Yeah. 1 frigate. So he's going to try and take water back now. And it's a good time to do it, because Optimus Prime is a little hurting for resources, because he wasn't trading effectively, sent all those Merc shipments, and surprisingly, bwinner is ahead in economic mass now. Especially a lot of it being Hatamoto's. are gonna get, you know, sniped down by the skirms pretty easily.
That being said, though, the Dragoon count is very low. And there is quite a bit of Malikaf here, so this Skirmass is in serious trouble, especially once these Hecapels come out that he is building.
It's very true.
Yeah,
he's got to be careful with his passive,
left.
though. He's only got 4 Manchu, and he's going up. Is he going to lose? No, he's lost 1 already, and 2, yeah, I think he's going to lose everything. That is not good.
I think he could be fine because of the reinforcing Hussar here.
Yeah,
the final Dragoon has fallen, so it's 3 Hussar against Skirms in the back. And this final Cuirassier is going to die before the...
Because although his eco is better, and he's well usurped in the military population as well, it's now 52 to 14 or 12.
Yeah, and catching up in Skirm count is not easy.
He's now fighting water, so it's now who can both pay attention to the fight and the water at the same time. It's not a very easy task. Oh, this could be... I would have traded there. I would have gone just to spank down the hills.
He wants to both threaten DCDPs and run towards the rest of his army.
Also fine.
Hecapels, are they the tanky cav or the DPS cav? They're the DPS cav, right?
Water play. It's pretty interesting right now. We've got a frigate and 2 caravels versus 2 frigates. And it looks like that 1 frigate is 60 HP. So if he goes and tries to just get 1 snipe on it, he can get it.
With proper micro, I believe the 2 caravels and frigate win.
bwinner calling GG. And that's it.
Yeah. That was a very interesting game. Oh, we completely missed that France made a DC over here on the left side of the map.
I saw it. I just assumed you did as well. Like,
no, I missed it. I was too busy watching the very pretty water battles and the big fights. That Saloon, though, coming in clutch, those Manchus really protected his skirms very well from the Cuirassiers, way better than a Dragoon could.
It just came down to letting him have water for about 20 minutes, completely uncontested.
I mean, you say that, but until like minute 11, bwinner actually was equal on eco.
Well, having 3,200 food that's gathered basically at the rate of crates really helped him keep pace. Like, even actually, if we go to the
food is totals. One of the resources where Optimus Prime was ahead in.
You just got to look at the spike, though.
Yeah, bwinner doesn't actually have a big spike of food suddenly. It's like there's a very slight inclination, but...
He treated it as a shift. He treated it as, like,
yeah.
I'm just going to put, like, 6 villagers on food, but then I'm going to put everything else on a coin.
Yes, I'm going to see which resource it is that he... I think it's coin.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a very interesting game, you know. We saw one player going for water, the other going for a more land-based boom. And then there was one fight in which I think France just lost slightly too much.
Water is just so easy to box the other player out once you have the lead.
Yes.
So it's always superior to take water. Even on land maps, it's better to take water.
There actually was a point where Optimus Prime literally had no military units.